I have a very important question to ask. Why won't nutrition and medical researchers investigate the over 1 million people who are currently eating a carnivore diet all around the world? The people eating a carnivore diet are eating lots of red meat. They're eating lots of bacon, lots of high cholesterol foods, lots of foods high in saturated fat. So why are the researchers not keenly interested in researching these carnivore crazies? I'm Dr. Ken Berry. I'm a board certified licensed family physician. I've been practicing family medicine for over 22 years. I've been eating a carnivore diet for over 8 years. And one thing that I keep noticing, it's very loud in its silence. And that's the complete and utter lack of any interest from the Tufts School of Nutrition or the Harvard School of Public Health. They have literally no interest in studying people who are eating a carnivore diet. Now, your knee-jerk response might be, well, they don't agree with your diet, so therefore they have no interest in studying it. But here's the thing. They have lots of interest in denigrating a carnivore diet, right? They'll go so far as to say that for every 2 ounces of red meat you eat, you increase your risk of colon cancer by 10 or 15%. They're constantly putting out new research that is epidemiological research that looks at many thousands of people over many years who filled out food frequency questionnaires either once a year or once every 5 years. Then they'll publish a new study saying, see, if you eat just one piece of bacon, your risk of heart attack goes up 10%. Okay, all right, that's fine, that's great, that's your opinion, but here's what I'm here. Let me try to make this point so that everybody understands it, but especially the researchers understand it, because it's super important. Every doctor will tell you that smoking cigarettes is bad for you, right? Now, how did they come to that conclusion? Well, they studied smokers. What an epiphany. Think about it. If you want to just figure out, is smoking bad for you or not, you're going to find the people who smoke and you're going to study them. Does that make sense? And so you're not going to really study people who maybe have a cigarette once or twice a week when they go to the bar, or, somebody who smoked a couple of cigarettes with their old high school buddies at the class reunion, because that signal would be very, very weak. What you're going to do as a researcher, if your interest is to show that smoking is dangerous, you're going to find people that smoke regularly, people who smoke a lot, and you're going to study them. In fact, that's what the researchers did. And they found hazard ratios of anywhere between 15 and 30 for people who smoked 1 pack, 2 packs, 3 packs a day for years at a time. You understand? They didn't study people who happened to inhale some secondhand smoke, at a bus station every now and then. They found the biggest smokers, the most dedicated smokers, and they studied them. And they were able to study them and go, yeah, man, look at this strong signal, a hazard ratio of 20, 25, 30. Smoking is probably bad for you. The same goes for alcohol. Every doctor will tell you that if you drink too much alcohol, that's bad for your health. But more and more doctors are saying if you drink any alcohol, that's bad for your health. How did they come to this conclusion? Did they study people who have a drink once a month out with friends? No. Did they study people who, were exposed to the secondhand sweat of alcoholics? No. They found people who drink regularly, who drink a lot, and they studied them. And lo and behold, if you drink a lot every day, if you have 2, 3, 4, 5 drinks a day for months and years at a time, they've essentially proven that's going to destroy your health. So now let's come back to the carnivore diet. If you're a nutritional researcher or medical researcher, and you want to show definitively that eating meat, eating red meat, eating saturated animal fat is just demonstrably bad for the health of human beings, who are you going to study? Are you going to pick a bunch of random people who might eat some meat, no meat, a little meat, occasional meat, intermittent meat, random meat? It seems to me like if you really believe that saturated fat, rich red meat is truly bad for human health, you would reach out and contact people who eat red meat every day, multiple times a day. And so I'm sure that when they were studying smokers, some of the smokers were kind of hesitant, like, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's bad for me. I don't really need you to smack me in the face with that. And then alcoholics, they half the time want to deny it. The other half the time, I'm sure they weren't really just over the moon to be part of this research, to just see how bad they were destroying their health. But that's the difference, because the million-member strong carnivore community loves to be studied. We love to check our own lab work multiple times a year. And there are several carnivore-aware researchers who are doing research because they're part of the carnivore community, and they've seen so many people's health improve. So if you were a researcher at the Harvard School of Public Health, and you just knew in your heart of hearts eating red meat's bad for you, you should reach out to the carnivore community, because we would love for you to study us. We would sign up immediately for your studies, but there doesn't seem to be any interest. Could it be that these researchers suspect that red meat's not nearly as harmful for the human body as they have painted this picture to be? I suspect that's what the case is, because if they truly believe poor people don't know better, red meat is destroying their health, and they don't even know, they would be reaching out left and right to the carnivore community saying, hey, please sign up for our study. We want you to eat as many servings of red meat a day as you can. We want to check your labs once a month, once every 3 months, once a year. We want you to fill out a food frequency questionnaire. And unlike people who eat a mixed diet, carnivores, they can fill out a food frequency questionnaire once a week, and they can be very, very accurate, because all they ate for the last week was meat and eggs. And they can be very, very accurate, where when somebody's eating the rainbow and you give them a food frequency questionnaire once every year or once every 5 years, it's an educated guess. It's a guesstimate. And that's what they're using for data. But when it comes to the carnivore community, we can damn near tell you exactly what we've eaten over the last week or last month, because many of us track it meticulously. Many of us have been checking our lab work monthly, twice a year, once a year for years. We love to be studied, but nobody from the Harvard School of Public Health, nobody from Tufts Nutrition, nobody from Loma Linda. You would think the folks at Loma Linda, because they want to save people's lives, save people's health, and save people's souls. You would think that that would be part of their mission outreach, would be to reach out to carnivores and say, please let us study you for a year or 2 to 3. So we can show you, and then also show the world with the research results, that you're destroying your health eating this carnivore diet. Yet neither me nor any other carnivore I know has received an email or a letter in the mail saying, hey, I'm a researcher from Loma Linda or Tufts or Harvard, and I'm here to study you. It's almost as if they're not interested in studying people who are eating a carnivore diet for some reason. And I'd love to know what you think that reason is exactly. I've got some theories. Some of them are a bit conspiratorial, but I'd love to know your thoughts on this as well. And I would love for you to share this video with every carnivore you know, so I can get their thoughts and feelings on this as well. So this is just a call to action. If you're a researcher at Tufts or Harvard or Loma Linda, reach out. I'd love for you to study me and study all the ways that my health has improved from years of eating a carnivore diet. This is Dr. Berry. I'll see you next time.